And well, let's get started. Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. As you can see on the title, on today's video I'm going to be giving you a Scream franchise summary explanation of the storyline, whatever you want to call it. Basically, since Scream 5 is coming next week, I decided that would be good to have a recap video, really quick, really simple, in case that you want to like maybe check up things, maybe you forgot something, and maybe you don't have time to watch all the movies and you just want to watch a video that will explain to you everything that you need to know or everything that has happened, that type of stuff. So here I am to help you. Like I said, this is going to be really simple, quick, to the point, of course. Major spoilers ahead of the whole franchise, since this is a quick explanation of the whole storyline, of course, as quick as possible. I'm not going here to tell you all 4 movies because that will be a really long and boring video. So I'm trying my best here to be quick but self-explanatory and trying to help you understand better in case that you forgot something. So giving the little talk disclaimer, let's get into the video. Now, the storyline, it doesn't really start on 1996 with the first Scream film. It actually starts way back on the 70s with Maureen Prescott, or Rena Reynolds. Now, she is the mother of Sidney Prescott, that is the main protagonist of this franchise. Now, basically everything starts with her, but because she is the main reason why everything is happening during the films, although she's never present because she's dead while all the movies are happening. Now, back in the 70s, she basically left Woodsboro. She went to Hollywood. She was trying to make it big. Didn't happen. She got raped. She had a son that she named Roman, a name that you want to remember, and she basically left him to adoption, and she returned to Woodsboro and she married Neil Prescott, that will be of course the father of Sidney. Now, no one knew about her past life, but Roman spent all of his life trying to know why his mother left him. Eventually he found her, but of course she has a new family, a new life, and when he basically confronts her, she tells him that he is Rena's son, not Maureen's. So of course she's neglecting him. She doesn't want anything to do with him. That makes him furious. But he is a film student, film director, if you want to call him that way. And he eventually finds out that she's having an affair with 2 particular men and important on the franchise: Cotton Weary and Hank Loomis, who is the father of Sidney's boyfriend, Billy Loomis. Once his wife finds out, Debbie, she abandons him. And Roman, knowing this, he tells Billy about the affair and the reason why his mother left. Of course, this makes Billy furious, and he convinced Billy to use another person to help him to kill Maureen. Because of course, Roman wants her dead, but he's being the smart guy here. So basically, Billy and his best friend Stu Macher, they both kill Maureen Prescott on 1995. And jumping a year later is when starts Scream in 1996. Now, of course, a year later, we have Billy and Stu as the first 2 Ghostface, but this is something that we don't know until the very end. We're always thinking that it's just one person and we don't know the motives. So basically, this first Scream film starts with the iconic death of Casey Becker at hand of Ghostface and her boyfriend. Now, basically, we have a lot of students dying with no particular reason, until it's revealed on the very end that it's Billy and Stu behind it, and they tell Sidney the reason. And what's basically what happened with her mother. Now, besides Sidney, we have Gail Weathers, who is a reporter that believes that Cotton Weary, who was framed for the murder of Maureen Prescott, is innocent. So of course, she's trying to investigate on the side. She doesn't have a good relationship with Sidney at first, but eventually, after the truth is out, they got together and they kind of become friends. And basically, the first movie ends with the death of our first Ghostface, Billy and Stu, and the death of a lot of Sidney's friends. And also, they were trying to frame her father for this. Now, on the second film, we have 2 years later as Sidney Prescott, that is in college. And Ghostface is back, but of course it's someone different this time. One thing about this is that the Ghostface is always someone that we know, always someone that is close to Sydney, and always has a really particular motive against Sydney to want her dead. But the main reason here is her mother. Of course, throughout the second film, we have, of course, a lot of murder. And we have no one but two Ghostface as well. And guess who is it? It's Debbie, basically Bill's mother. Of course, she's trying now to kill Sydney because she felt that she is the responsible for what happened with her marriage, although it was her mother. And of course, what happened to Billy. And she had the help of this psychopath Cole and Mickey Altieri, who met Debbie online, and she convinced him to help her with her revenge plan. So basically, we have the mother of Billy now trying to kill Sydney by something that basically she didn't do. She's innocent on this case, but of course she's always the victim. Now moving to the third film, Scream 3, I told you that you have to remember the name Roman, right? Well, here he met Sydney because he's been the director of Stab 3, that is basically a movie that takes what happened to Sydney and is actually the first part of Stab. It's presented on the opening scene of Scream 2. Now moving to Stab 3, we have him as the director, but of course he is once again behind Sydney trying to kill her, and he kills a lot of people and eventually revealing himself as the killer and basically like the brain of the whole operation, because if it wasn't for him looking for his mother and then convincing Billy and basically having him the reason why Billy was killed, and then Debbie wanted revenge, we would have never passed this. So he's one of the main reasons next to Maureen that everything has happened on this franchise. And of course, he's dead, just like all the other Ghostface. This was supposed to be the ending of the franchise, but of course, we have more. We have now Scream 4, that is the return of Sydney to Woodsboro for the anniversary of the deaths and the Ghostface killing spree. But she's being framed by some deaths that have been happening, so she needs to stay in Woodsboro, and she's staying with her aunt and her cousin Jill Roberts, who has a boyfriend, Charles Walker. Now once again, Ghostface is on a killing spree, and by the end, of course, we reveal who Ghostface is. That is no other than her cousin and her boyfriend. Basically, they wanted to become the new Sydney, and they trying to do a copycat because they wanted fame. The whole reason behind their motive to kill Sydney was fame. But Jill, she betrays Charles at the end, and she kills him and frames him for all the murders. She tries to kill Sydney but fails, so she cuts herself to make her look as a victim. Once they are on the hospital, she tries to eventually kill Sydney once again, but she is electrocuted by a defibrillator. And this is the end of our copycat Ghostface. And now, moving on to Scream 5. 25 years later, Ghostface is once again here. We don't know the motives. Well, of course, something probably will have to do with, of course, Maureen and, of course, Sydney. Now, something that you're gonna keep in mind, like probably you realize, is that Ghostface is always really close to Sydney, and we see him or her plenty of time. Now, maybe you were thinking you can catch him by maybe he's not on a particular scene when Ghostface is appearing. They're not always on the same room. But remember that Ghostface can be more than one person, so it's a little bit trickier. And well, I think this is basically it. This was, in my opinion, the easiest way for me to tell you 4 films, and I am hoping that this is less than 10 minutes. Because like I said, this one was a really brief video explaining what you need to remember, who they were, the Ghostface, why they were killing, and basically how we can maybe catch this new Ghostface or Ghostfaces, because we don't know how much they're going to be on this film. Of course, Gail is returning. She has been kind of psychic to Sydney all along. Of course, we can all remember her bangs on the Scream 3. That was really awful. But we don't talk about that. And well, this is all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Now, of course, I'm going to be reviewing the film next week once it's out. And the next week after, I'm going to be doing a ranking of the franchise now that the fifth film is out, and you don't want to miss that video since it's going to be a collaboration with someone that is also a really huge fan of horror, and I can't wait to show you guys that video. And well, this is all for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Bye.